What is good? What is good? We are here. We are live. We are going to be chilling with the comic book community today. It's going to be good stuff. All right. Let's get YouTube all up in work and getting the chat rolled in. Thank you for whoever is joining me. We are just getting things rolling. Ooh, camera's looking awesome. I love that all of a sudden we're getting visuals on the camera that weren't there before. That's always fun. Let's see here. Boom. Comic fam, thanks for joining me. Just getting things situated. Bear with me. We're going to be doing some comic karma. We're going to be doing some fun stuff here in a quick little minute. But thanks for joining me. Let's just take a quick second. Checking in. We have some stuff on the screen I'm trying to figure out. But I hope you're doing well. This is actually one of those moments where it's like, hey, this is all going to be edited in post. And so the people who are here right now who are joining me, it's good to see you. And thank you for joining me in the pre-edit. It's good to see you all. Pretty much waiting for the display to kick in. And once we do that, we can begin the show. We're going to be doing some comic karma. We've got some comics here. I'm also going to be testing out this over here because I want to showcase some other things. Awesome. Boom! Comic fam, thank you so much for joining me today. Shout out to the chat that is a growing. I appreciate every single one of you for just being available. I mean, I know we're all at home. I know we're all probably just watching TV and chilling and working from home. But you know what? It means a lot to me that you're joining me here because there's a lot of channels that are out there. And you're joining me here right now. I want to say hi to Discovery Bay. Thanks for joining me and for being my wrench on this last minute live show. It's kind of how we've been doing things. I want to say hi to Jeremiah Graham, Shane Lorison, Romeo Rodriguez. I don't know why I said it like that. Romeo Rodriguez, Eduardo Clamaco, thank you. Master Blaster, Richard McDowell, and Dollar Bin Folder. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to open up some comic book karma. We're also going to look at some art. I have some creators that have been killing it as of late, helping out the industry in their own unique ways, and I want to showcase some of their art. And yeah, just doing what we do. First things first, mystery mail call. We are still taking enrollment for April. It is the 8th right now, which means you have under a week officially to join and reserve your box. Reserve your copy of Gut Ghost, the new one-shot by Enzo Garza, my ComicTom exclusive Mignola. Mike Mignola. I said that kind of weird, but we're going to keep it going. It's live. My Mike Mignola ComicTom101 Gut Ghost #1 one-shot exclusive. Everyone's going to be getting a copy in their mail call, and you still can get new comics this month if you join up. And the reason why I want to mention our comic book subscription service, aside from it being the way that you can help support the show and get dope comics every month, we also do this thing called Comic Karma. And what we offer is the ability for the community to donate comic books and have us kind of be that vessel. Since we are already sending comic books out across the world because of the mystery mail call, if members want to have their comic hitch a ride to another member in the community because of generosity, they can do so. It's something that's kind of happened on its own. And now that we've helped facilitate it by notating which comics are being donated to the community. So if you open your box and you see a sticker that says Comic Karma April 8th, you know it was from this video that you're watching right now. So say hi to yourself from the future in the chat. You want to give a big wave a little bit. And you're actually going to have an opportunity to see where these comics traveled from if they wind up at your doorstep, because they will be labeled with the date. Sometimes people mention, in the notes that they don't want to be, known that they donated. Sometimes they do. And if we can kind of trace them back, we think it's like a fun little added part of, knowing why a book ended up in your collection, potentially. So we're going to open up some comic karma. Also, given the situation right now with comic book stores being closed down across the country, Russ's shop, Millgate Comics, isn't going to be open for weeks, comic fam. We just found out here in Washington that we are going to be on lockdown for another month, like more than a month, like May 5th, I think is what the date that has been thrown out there as of right now. I know that's a very similar situation across the country, but our comic shop can't have any entry. So right now, the only way that we're able to continue our business and continue with the shop and Russ's shop is doing online sales and things like the mystery mail call. So we do really appreciate the community right now more than ever. You're keeping us afloat. And I want to just give a big thank you to everybody who's going to support my friend Russ Bright over at Milgeek Comics, following him on Instagram and buying comics. He's just, listing, he's auctioning, he's doing whatever he has to do because he's not getting comics in every week. And officially, he can't even open his doors to the public. So I wanted to highlight some other members who are killing it over this last couple weeks supporting the comic book community. And yeah, let's just jump into it. But the first thing I want to do is announce the giveaway winner from last week's Comic Karma. And I took the screenshot right here, so I didn't forget, Comic Fam. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned it. Big congratulations goes out to Dude J.R. Ryan, Dude Junior Ryan, who said that he has been looking forward to this Comic Karma for a while, checking it every day. Always excited for new content. Thank you so much, Tom. Hope everything is getting better in Washington. And he sends his prayers and best wishes. Thank you so much for joining me on the last Comic Karma session. I'll be sending you a Spider-Woman #1 variant. It's my exclusive from last month. And in the description, there's an email address, bagsandboardsgiveaway@gmail.com. Contact me there and we'll make sure to get that out to you. And Comic Fam, if you want to enter to win a giveaway today, we do have one. And the giveaway is, what's the giveaway? I tend to do this. Last minute, I forget what I'm giving away. We're giving away this Torpedo Comics Deceased #1 negative variant. It is fantastic. It is gorgeous. It goes for $30, all right? Right out, this is a book that you can buy from Torpedoes right now for $30. This is how much this variant goes for. And if you want to enter to win this, you need to make sure you're not just commenting on the chat. Chat, I love you, and I appreciate you being here. We have over 130 people here. Shout out. Thanks for supporting your boy in the show. But if you want a chance of winning a giveaway, you have to comment on our video. Hit the like button while you're there, Comic Fam, and that enters you to be like Dude J.R. Ryan. You could potentially win. Okay, so first thing of Comic Book Karma, I want to shout out Johnny Future. This is a member of the comic book community and member of our community here, a supporter of the show for over 2 years officially. This was an active member that would come out to Milgeek Comics and help support the shop, but he would also support us online as well, sharing our videos, commenting, and being regularly part of the community. He is known to send in Comic Karma, and he dropped off so much goodness for the Comic Fam, and I'm excited to show it to you. So what you're going to notice here, the first thing on here is 100 pages of the max, okay? It says Comic Karma from Johnny Future. Johnny, thank you so much. I really appreciate you doing this. And on the back of this Comic Karma, he went as far to actually do a printed label. This guy legit went to his Microsoft Word and put in label maker printing paper for envelopes and wrote out information on each one of these comics for the community because these comics are dope and he wanted you to know why they're dope. So this one right here, the Max 100-page giant, writer Sam Keith, dated February 2019. This is just something that I think is fascinating. Aside from the fact that he did this, comic book collectors do this a lot. Make notations on their comics boards or bags, notes on notepad, paper, or something. It is a constant thing to get collections with random information attached to the comic, but never on the comic because we don't want that comic to get damaged. And most of the time, collectors who care that much to make notations will go as far to make sure that the comic is protected before they add any type of added, paper to give it the extra special flavor of personalization. And it's something that happens, and Johnny Future just did it for you on this big old stack of books. So what did Johnny Future do, Comic Fam? He hunted different Walmarts for you across the state of Washington. That's right. It's 10% of the Walmarts across the country are said to be getting the Walmart DC exclusives, but we now know it is probably under 5. So he scoured the Washington stores, and there's only a handful up here that are known to get them sometimes. and he hooked up the fam. So let's take a look at some of these Walmart exclusives that he picked up the community. We got the Swamp Thing 100-page giant. And on the back, same thing. I have a second copy here, and it says the same information. Swamp Thing Giant #1, dated February 2019. First appearance of Charman, writer Tim Seeley, cover artist Greg Capullo. Dude, Greg Capullo did this cover. See, this is like more things I'm learning here. I knew this was on the hotter side of the Walmart variants, but I did not know Greg Capullo was involved with this. That's pretty cool. Okay, well done, Johnny Future. Good job hunting that. Let's keep it going with some JLA. All right, what does the JLA say? Justice League Giant #7, Walmart exclusive. Cover artist Jim Lee, dated January 2019. They had the big dogs doing this, man. That's so cool. World's Greatest Superheroes #1, holiday special, Andy Kubert. Look at that. Boom. Got some Flash goodness on there. All right. It's already stacked. These are giant, so it's like I got to move them because they're so heavy. And Comic Fan, for any of you who are joining me right now, for any of you who are joining me, Diction. We're looking for Diction today. With Diction, we're going to communicate comic books that have been donated via Comic Karma, that feeling that members of the community get when they want to do something good for another member. And we are going to be sending these off in the mystery mail call, our comic book subscription service. You can join at ComicTom101.com, or the link is in the description. But no worries, we're going to notate which comic books were sent in from the fam with a sticker that's going to go on here. Look out for that date, 4/8. To find out that Johnny Future hunted Walmart exclusives across the state of Washington for you if you happen to receive this Teen Titans Giant Size #7 Walmart exclusive with Dan Jurgens cover art. Pretty cool. I love it. All right. We also have the Superman 100-page giant. We have another one right here. Very cool. Ooh, and another one. And another one. These are cool. I like the feeling of these books too. They're heavy. There's a little weight to them. They kind of feel like a trade, but they're filled with comics. Comic stories. Some stuff that hasn't even been published. There's like new stuff. Like they had to reprint these comics to be put in comic book stores because there were brand new stories that were in here. And they wanted to make sure that they got out to the masses beyond the limited run that were on the end shelves of Walmart's. Very low print, and aggressively bought for children. Does it sound like anything familiar? Does it sound like, I don't know, some Batman titles that we've talked about in the past about comics that were largely printed for children that had some key worthiness that because of scarcity and the fact that most were damaged, it caused some prices to move? I'm just putting some perspective about why a member of the community will go out of their way to spend. I'm just going to add it up. Let's not like pretend that there's not a cover price on here. Let's add it up. Let's see what this member did. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, $100. Someone spent $100 and traveled across the state of Washington looking for these particular books, just trying to find some dope books for the community. And that to me means a lot. And I think it's important that we recognize the why. This isn't just a random Walmart book. Some members of the community may be like, Walmart comic? Poo that. But yeah, not every member does. And clearly there's members who take a fancy to them so much that they're going to be very excited to get something like this because they would literally have to go on eBay and type in. You think it's bad. Okay. You think, Comic Fan, that it's bad that Walmart comic books are spiking in the market? Yeah. Well, imagine the feeling that when you want that Walmart, that you're typing into eBay the words Walmart exclusive to find it and then buy it. Because that feeling is even worse. All right. It's a weird thing. I don't necessarily mind it. I think it's kind of cool, but I understand why some people would be like, oh my goodness, Walmart? What? I know. It's a little strange. Weirder things have happened, all right? Weirder things have happened. But you know what? Going onto eBay and looking for a Walmart exclusive and typing that in the search bar, that's the strange. The feeling gets no stranger than there, except for when you're actually paying for it, you know? And you know what? Pay for it. Because Jim Lee, Greg Capullo, Walmart, I want to see more. I like it. Johnny Future, what's up? All right. Next thing I want to do is look at some Instagram pages here. So we are doing some we're seeing some really cool stuff in the community. That it's rough right now. Shout out to all of those members in the comic fam who have storefronts, who's struggling, who are having to just like go back to the early days of like eBay and like just doing what you can to flip books and to pay the bills. It freaking sucks. It freaking sucks. And I really hope that you're making it through and you're doing what you have to do because I want to see comic book stores make it. I want to see there be more comic book stores across the nation, across the country, across the world. And there are members of the fam that are rising up and who are helping. And I want to just highlight a couple of those content creators who I'm just really proud of to say that these are leaders in our community. And yeah, why don't we talk about that right now? So what we're going to do is we're going to take you over to Instagram, and we are going to take a quick little peep at a gentleman named Jim Lee. Boom. Okay, so join me over here, Comic Fam. We have Jim Lee, and let's see some of the art that he is currently creating and debuting on Instagram that is now being donated and sold to help support members of his community. And I just wanted to showcase that here and let you know that this is a great time to be following these creators to see what they're doing because right now, I mean, every day I'm feeling more and more proud of some of these members who are actively on social media, interacting with their community, reaching out to their partners in the business, their fellow comic book stores, their friends, and they're doing stuff. They're like, Jim Lee doesn't have to do this, but he's doing it. And look at this. Look at this beautiful art that's being done, and for such a good reason. So I figured this was a great opportunity to showcase some of the artwork. Comic Fam, this is a lot of time. Like, I know we're here and we're joking, we're at home, and it's kind of a bummer to have to like, here, I'm just redoing this. Boom, make it look a little bigger. It's so cool. It's Dr. Fate looking so dope. We're home and we're kind of just like, gotta get by, we're trying to keep preoccupied. And we have these professionals who are putting so much time into their craft just to help. And I think it is amazing. Look at this Dr. Fate. And I have to take the time because I just messed up. You'd think I messed up, but I didn't, because I had to get this positioned right, because I need to show you this Dr. Fate. Okay. It's very important that you look at this Dr. Fate as I scroll in. Scroll in with me. Scroll in with me, Comic Fam. Bear with me. It's comic karma. It's going to be okay if this doesn't work very well. But if you scroll in and you look right here. Yes, look right here. Do you see that? Do you see the Ankh, the crosses? Come on, Comic Fam, Dr. Fate. Oh, it's so cool. The symbols in the shadow, the detail. Jim Lee, gosh, freaking genius. Freaking genius, Comic Fam. Oh my goodness. So now, while I stall and get this reverted back, let's take a look at the next member of the community that I think is just killing it. I'm so excited to see this. This is the kind of stuff that I want to see from this member. All right. We're going to talk about Rob Liefeld. What? We're talking about Rob Liefeld, and it's going to be in a positive way, because Rob, you're doing something dope. You're also participating. You're also putting time into your craft, serving the community and serving the members of the business that helps sell and helps market and helps make your art even be seen in the first place. So cool. Look at this Bane. Like, you know what, Comic Fam? Let's just take some time to recognize how freaking dope this Bane looks like. Okay? Look at it. Rob Liefeld made that, and it's dope. I want to see more people saying that. This is amazing. Look at this dope art. Look at the action shot. I love the muscles, like these beefy giant muscles that remind me of the 90s. Like, look at this forearm. It looks like what? It doesn't even look, but you know what? It's because it's Bane, and it works, because that's how Bane looks like, Comic Fam. And if we're just going to sit back and ignore when some artwork looks dope, then you know what? I don't want to hear negativity. That's what I got to say about it. This one's pretty cool too. I like this. We have Harley and Deadpool on the same cover. That's pretty fresh. I like that. And his color work's dope. I dig his marker work. He's got some style, dude. Comic Fam, look at the lighting, like this choice of lighting in the white. Yes, I'm giving him credit where credit's due, Comic Fam, because you know what? He is doing stuff for his community and he's doing good work. And he draws a good Wolverine. Like, look at that Wolverine. That's fresh, Comic Fam. It's a fresh Wolverine. Come on, I want to see that. I want to see this in color. I want to see that in color. All right, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back, Comic Fam. Very cool. I really appreciate these creators for doing what they do, for going out of their way, for helping their community. Now, of course, what I have to do is show you my favorite artist of all time and what he's doing. Because you know my boy Mike Mignola wouldn't just be like chilling at home. This guy doesn't have to do. He's like one of the main members, like one of the heads of Dark Horse Comics. Heck, with Seed of Destruction, just the amount of times that comic gets reprinted, like this man doesn't need to do work. If he wanted to just sit back and do watercolors for 3 years, he could. And guess what? He did. And then he came back. So he can do whatever he wants. But you know what he's doing right now? He's helping his community. And we're going to look at his art right now because this gentleman doesn't stop. All right? The king of negative space. I don't know if he's able to. Comic Fam, it may not even be possible to stop Mike Mignola, especially when his community needs him. All right, so we're going to look at this, and you're going to think right now, oh my goodness, wait a minute. Are you even on Mignola's Instagram? Because this looks like it's a fan page because there's so much original art that this content creator must have a different Instagram page, right? This can't be Mignola. He posts other things on Instagram besides just quick sketches, right? Or detailed sketches or just you know what I mean? Like, come on, fam. But you know what? You know what he did? Aside from not log in on Instagram, he's drawing like every day, Comic Fam. He's drawing every day, and they're being auctioned on eBay. You can get these, and they're selling aggressively, and they're selling, and it's helping the community that he serves. And honestly, it's not even just the Hellboys. It's not even just like the screw-on heads or the random Godzillas that he's making. Comic Fam, look at this. Look at this. Okay? You're gonna be floored. Freaking Giraffe Man. Giraffe Man. What is this? Mignola doesn't even know. He says, what does Mignola says? He says, okay, maybe not. Like he's questioning himself by this design of this brilliant character that deserves his own or her own, I don't know the gender, solo series. Comic Fam, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about members of the community killing it. And this is what I want to see. I want to see more stuff like this. Comic Fam, this is awesome. And we need to make sure that these content creators know that we appreciate them in times like this more than ever. Because clearly they're staying up late and they got their head so deep in that paper drawing or the computer screen, digital, however these creators are choosing to create. And in order to make this kind of art, you have to be so focused on the task at hand and at your art that you don't even know that the community is standing there watching you. And I like to believe that these gentlemen are all just so focused on their task that we have to just rise up right now to the occasion and make sure that they know that we like seeing this and we want to support them. And if you have the funds and you can afford it, this is a great time to help not just support these creators by purchasing their art, but by knowing that this money is going to a really, really good place. Okay, now I have some more comic book karma that we got to get into. This comic book karma from Johnny Future, by the way, that we just went through all those Walmarts. Again, Washington State. All right, that's where he's from. These books traveled from Massachusetts. All right, so it came from Massachusetts to me. All right, and it's titled to Tom Garcia. All right, and if you have that feeling of comic karma that you wanna, you wanna do something for someone else and you appreciate it, and you have that feeling and you're wondering how you can send something in, we have a P.O. box that we literally created for this. And if you want to send something, just know that if you put a note in there and you don't want anything read because it's private, we do open these on camera and we try to screen them a little bit, but most of the time we're unable to go through everything. So just make sure to put on the box or on the very front of it that you don't want it read or that you don't want to be known to be giving stuff away. We want to respect that as much as we can because it is karma. You know, karma is about doing stuff when you don't have to, you know? And shout out to Perry Comics who's put in the P.O. box in the chat for me. Let's see if there's a note or something here. I'm going to take a look. Let's take a look here. You want to know what the note is, Comic Fam? It's very simple. This is very simple. There's no note. Well, there is a note. Okay. Like, want to know the note? Ha! Trick question. There's no note. No, the note here is a bunch of boards, really well packaging. There's no letter. There's nothing here. And there is no name. So this is actually one of those examples. I didn't even know I had one of those examples to give right now, but this is one of those examples. There's no name on this. And on the inside, there is a stack of books. Absolutely, there's a stack of books. And there's one note. There's one note on this little piece of paper. But I'm going to keep on here, by the way. I'm going to keep on here because it's going to go on this book. This is where that note belongs. Because I want this person who receives this book in the future, shout out to the person who sees this, to know that this note was the only thing provided to the show to tell you about where these comic books came from, besides the fact that they came from Massachusetts, because that is where the return dress and the return label, that's what the return label said. It says Comic Karma. Because that's all that needed to be said. Right? That's all that needs to be said sometimes. Comic Karma. Side note, Spawn number 1. Good taste, friend. I like that. And I'm sure members of the Comic Fam are going to appreciate that too. Thank you, friend out in Massachusetts, who shall remain nameless because they chose to remain nameless. And we have Spawn issue number 2. Look at this. Ooh, and these are in these like really nice bags. I dig this. Like they're super shiny. They look great on camera. They don't glare. And we have first Angela. Look at that. Spawn number 9. Spawn number 12. I'm looking to see if there's any notes or anything like that, Comic Fan, but I'm not seeing it. Spawn 293. Very cool. Spawn 296. We have a Spawn fan, I think. 297. And, you know, these are... Oh my goodness, yes. Look at that. 298. 299. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's like ongoing titles and, of course, rounding it out to Spawn issue number 300. Fantastic. These are recent reads. This person may have bought this and read them. Heck, they may have put them in their long box. They may have been doubles. We don't know. We're never going to find out. But what we do know is that for whatever reason, this member from Massachusetts had a feeling of wanting to spread some Spawn love, some Todd Father goodness. And aside from sending out the first few issues and some minor keys and the major keys, you know, issue 1 and 9, strong books, we have some current Spawn, some stuff that was recently on the shelf. These are books that were recently purchased by a member and then sent back out. Very cool. And we're going to keep it going because we do have more books. Guardians of the Galaxy. Looking great. More Guardians of the Galaxy. I love that. I think that's a Ron Lim cover. I could be wrong. Shout out to Rob Boswell. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's very kind of you. And I think there was actually another one that I should mention, and I'm spacing on who it was. Terrible. Help me out, Perry. I think there was another super chat, and I just want to say thank you both to Rob Boswell and to the other member, if I can get that information. Guardians of the Galaxy issue number 2. This is some Kate's goodness, you know, Sir Kate's. Issue number 3. Issue number 4. Oh my gosh, all these variants. I love it. Issue number 5. This Gamora variant. Look at that virgin cover. Looks great. God, this really pops on screen. I'm digging that cover right there. Issue number 6. Oh, look at this. It's like just a solid run. Very cool. Oh, and then we have some fun little stuff that was thrown in here. Oh, I'm digging this. Okay. Kick-Ass issue number 4, the second printing, which I appreciate. I really do. I'm a big fan of Kick-Ass. Mark Millar goodness. John Romita Jr. Like, this dude came out of nowhere doing Kick-Ass. Like, I'm not a big Romita Jr. fan. Just not. I like, you know, his X-Men stuff just seemed a little too plain for me. And his art just was kind of always like, I felt like he was just getting the job done. And then when I heard him, you know, in a few different interviews, I saw him live, he's so boisterous about just getting the job done that I'm like, now that when I see his art and I read through his stories through his art, I kind of feel like that. I feel like it's kind of rushed. And, you know, I get that, like, you know, it's a little bit of as a thing for me with John Romita, except for this run. like I literally am such a big Kick-Ass fan that I had to kind of take a few steps back and go, okay, I obviously don't know enough John Romita Jr. because he can do this, and this is fantastic. Like, this is some next level stuff in his career. Legendary stuff. Kick-Ass, so damn good. Nothing but good things to say about that run. Oh, and then we also have some Strike Force. Love that cover. New Mutants 100. Shut up, Rob Liefeld. Just more Rob Liefeld goodness. We have New Mutants 87, the second print gold variant. First appearance of Cable. And then Thanos Legacy #1, more Kate's goodness. And to top it off, such a great key from this run. Wolverine issue #10. Ooh, the Sabretooth classic cover. The Verses. It's cool. It's a great comic book, and it's a book that everybody needs in their collection. Comic fam, I appreciate every single one of you. I want to remind you that the mystery mail call is still happening in April. All right? It's still happening. You can still support the show, and you can join right now. We only have a little under 7 days left for you to reserve your box, reserve your ComicTom101 exclusive of Gut Ghost #1, the new Enzo Garza one-shot. And it's a exclusive Mike Mignola cover. And your boy's on the cover. The logo is on the front, on the bottom right. It looks so cool. We were able to figure that out last minute to kind of give it some more spice to the cover. So technically, it's my first cover appearance. So that's pretty fun too. I'm gonna actually, we've been getting our exclusives graded in bulk. Like sending them all in at once, and then we're waiting for a bunch of them to come back in. And we're going to start sending out exclusives as bonuses for the mail call, like in our bonus box. So we're waiting for a bunch of those to come in, and I just got my stack of Mignola variants all ready for grading so that we can send those out in a couple months after they get slabbed. And I'm excited to get Mignola signatures on them when the con season opens back up one day. Hopefully one day, very, very soon. Oh my goodness, comic fam, I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate the community right now more than ever, seeing all the support to so many different channels, comic book stores. It's amazing. The generosity is outstanding. It's still hard for me to believe that the community has deemed us worthy to do this, to send out books to the masses across the world. And it's a privilege. It's humbling. And it really is just like one of the funnest things that I do. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like knowing that people who care about, someone who cared about this book, specifically someone out in Massachusetts, that they wanted to pay to send it in to just hitch a ride to be sent back out and possibly go to another person in Washington, maybe back out to Massachusetts or to Australia or Spain or Italy. Freaking cool. Comic books, yo. We have the best community in the world. I appreciate it, comic fam. We have a top 10 coming out on Friday, typically, but we've been putting it out on Saturdays. It's been coming out late, and we've been doing it Saturdays because I like the premiere. If the edit gets done so late, I figured, if since all these shops are closed, no one's even leaving their house, and we can do a premiere together as a community, I've been doing that. So we try to shoot it out, try to get it out on Friday, but I think maybe throughout the rest of the month, we're going to be shooting to just premiere these around noon on Saturdays, Pacific Standard Time. So you all can join us. I'm in the chat. Nick has been doing the videos with me. He's in the chat. We got Russ, the comic sensei. He's in the chat. Jeff will be in the chat as well. And we actually packed the house. This last Friday, I think we hit over 500 people at once on a live show, which was crazy. So I appreciate everyone being there, supporting the show throughout these like weird times. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the chat here. Want to give a big shout out to some of my Wrenches Discovery Bay. Thank you for joining me. Justin, thank you so much. Can you talk about the mystery mailer, Justin Phillips? ComicTom101.com. It's my subscription service. We send you comics every month. Just hit that. There's a FAQ page, and yeah, you can figure out what's going on. Thanks so much for joining me. Rob Boswell, thank you so much. I want to give a big thank you to Angry Media Smiley. Greetings from Germany. So cool that you're part of the community from across the world. Awesome. I want to go to Germany so bad. That sounds like fun. Kyle Schunrock, awesome Mignola goodness. I agree. The Retro Savage, good to see you here. Justin Walsh says that's cool. Perry Comics, thanks for being a wrench. Comic Fam, I really, really am grateful. Thank you for giving me the best job in the world. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands and do all that good stuff. And as always, geek responsibly every single day. See you soon.